and welcome to Pure Adrenaline Fantasy Sports. My name is John. This week I am joined by Payo Time, LA Rams YouTuber, and NFL Chaos with Jeremy. Does a lot of Jets content, but he also does other NFL content. Guys, thanks for joining me today. My co-host Sean will be with us in a minute here. But how are you guys today?
So good. So good.
I'm awesome, man. I'm so excited to be with Payo Time again.
Yeah.
You're the man. You're awesome, dude.
Oh, dude. You keep trying, man. No, man. I'm looking forward to this week. I might hop off a little bit early. I let my community vote which game I do a live stream for today, and so I'm going to call the Lions and Cardinals game, hoping for a Lions upset.
Nice. Oh, you got on one side you got Goff, and on the other side you got to hope Arizona gets an L somehow.
Hey, Jared Goff, some of his best games of his career have come against the Cardinals. He is 7-1, has not lost to them since his rookie season. Fun fact.
Wow.
You never know. This is the time of year for big upsets.
Yeah. So a bunch of games got moved. The Raiders-Browns game was supposed to be Saturday. That got moved to Monday at 5. The Washington football team against the Eagles and the Seahawks-Rams game both got moved Tuesday at 7. So a bunch of football coming up after today as well. I forget, somebody tweeted out it was like seven of the next 9 days had NFL games on it. So a lot of games coming up, guys. Before we start looking into the schedule here, just a quick thing. 3 teams today can clinch a playoff spot with a win. That would be Arizona, Green Bay, and Tampa Bay, all control their own destiny. And I believe Green Bay and Tampa Bay actually win their division with a win. So what do you guys think? Not necessarily their games, but those 3 teams heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, they're good teams. As a Rams fan, it sucks that all those teams are in the NFC. I've enjoyed watching all 3 of those teams this year, and I think the Cardinals have been a pleasant surprise for a lot of people. And then I think the Bucs have been pretty much what people thought they would be. And then, the Packers, obviously, they're rolling right now. And I'm hoping that the Ravens can pull a miracle upset with them.
I expect those teams to be in the playoffs anyway. It's just like it was just a matter of time of when it was going to happen.
Yeah.
There's actually a scenario. I was told, I could be wrong, but I was told that if the Jets lose to Miami, New England clinches a playoff spot. So it gives like more motivation to hope that the Jets wins. So New England is not allowed to clinch their spot today.
I didn't know that. Sean was texting me all the information this morning. Sean, did you see that? Did you see what New England scenario was?
Yeah, they had to win yesterday, I think, in order to clinch any kind of playoff spot. So with their loss, I don't think they can clinch at all this week yet.
First question coming in. Andrew says start 2 in a PPR. Lazard, Bateman, Penny, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Before I let you guys chime in, I love Lazard. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL. Doesn't mean he's always a good fantasy start. But on the surface, looking at that, I would start Lazard and St. Brown. Jeremy, would start with you. What do you think?
I love Lazard, but I love here's where I love St. Brown, and it might not be the best like from the fantasy perspective. I love him because I was watching Real Sports a few years ago, and they showed this father with like 3 sons, and it was their family, and how they're all going to be NFL players, and so far 2 of the 3 are in the NFL. So I am huge fans of them. I always me and my wife always follow them and root for them. I like those kids. I like the St. Browns. So I would take them and start them just out of that. And that's probably why I don't win championships in fantasy very often.
Payo, your thoughts?
Oh, that's a brutal situation to be in. I think it depends. If you are going up against an opponent who had a big Thursday and Saturday, and I think maybe the little more like feast or famine pick would be Penny. I think out of those, you have to put St. Brown. I think he's kind of the safest bet because he's going to get targets in that Lions passing game. The Cardinals are going to put up points. So I believe DeAndre Swift is out today. So I think he's going to score some fantasy points there. But that's how I would go Penny St. Brown myself.
And Sean, how about you?
I actually like Bateman and Brown. Bateman for the fact that Marquise Brown's been banged up a lot lately.
So Andrew, that's how much help we just gave you.
Yeah, I think Sean froze up in the middle of his stream there. Excuse me, guys. Let's take a look at the schedule here. I didn't update it to change all the games that got rescheduled. But let's start with the Sunday games. We got Arizona and Detroit. Peo, you'll be live streaming during this game.
Yes, indeed.
What are your thoughts on this one?
I think the Cardinals are gonna score big. It sucks that DeAndre Hopkins is out for the year, but I think that does open up for those two running backs in Chase Edmonds, who's coming back, James Conner is coming back. I think they're safe plays. I would play Christian Kirk. And it's tough. It's tough to decide that Arizona passing, wide receiver core who you're going to pick. You're obviously starting Kyler Murray. For the Lions, I think you can start St. Brown. If you are desperate at wide receiver, Josh Reynolds is okay, but not great. Jared Goff, I would not play him comfortably.
Yeah, Jeremy, any thoughts on the Arizona-Detroit matchup?
Just that, obviously, I expect Arizona to win. I expect Kyle Murray to have a huge day. And I would like to see, that's what I think is going to happen. What I'd like to see is Goff have a great day against Arizona and make it a great game.
Yeah, agreed. Then we go Carolina goes into Buffalo. Carolina's struggling here of late. I expect Buffalo to get back on track and get within a game of New England, and then I believe they play New England next week. So your guys' thoughts on the Buffalo-Carolina game?
Carolina, it just seems like they're that team that, like, every now and then they win a game that people didn't expect them to. And the reality is Buffalo's been in a funk, right? And if Buffalo wants to go to the playoffs, if they want to, have a story in this AFC, playoff picture, they need a win today. I think Buffalo wins, but I actually think this game is going to be a lower scoring game, more of a defensive struggle. You're obviously starting Josh Allen, but honestly, outside of Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, I don't know who else you're starting in this game.
To me, maybe Buffalo's defense, if they're your only option.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah, I think Carolina, has a very good defense. That's obviously the highlight of their team. But what I've learned, if I learned anything, one of the more recent things I've learned in my life as a football fan is that only matters if your offense keeps your defense off the field.
Yeah.
If your defense is on the field all game, I don't care how good it is, it breaks. Carolina without Christian McCaffrey is just simply not a good, just a horrendous offense. I mean, that's proven. And that's a problem for them. You can't be so dependent on one player, and they are. So I expect Buffalo to win that game.
Yeah, we have Jay coming in with a question. Gallup, Ayuk, James Robinson, pick one for flex. Out of those three, just on the surface, I really like James Robinson today. I think Jacksonville is going to just keep handing him the ball and say, tell me when you can't run anymore, and we'll take you out. What do you guys think?
I agree. I think this is James Robinson's best game of his season now that Urban Meyer is gone.
Yeah, Urban Meyer has had no respect for Robinson. When from the moment, and I assume it was his decision, the moment they chose a running back in the first round after drafting a franchise quarterback when you were 1-15, that was just so disrespectful because it was the one position that team was strong in. It was the last position they should have drafted. This is like basically their version of like free Robinson. And this is the week that it happens for sure. I agree. And there's no question you start him this week.
Yeah, absolutely. JJ Meyer coming in. JJ is one of my best friends. He's also in our dynasty league. Hey guys, fantasy football playoff time. Absolutely. Unfortunately, JJ is going up against the guy that had Mahomes and Kelsey on Thursday night. So it's not looking good there. But he does have a question here. DJ Moore, Thielen, or Marquise Brown, all are questionable.
Oh, brutal.
Ooh, man.
I lean Thielen. Wait, if it's PPR, I lean Thielen. If it's no PPR, I would say probably DJ Moore.
If it's PPR, I agree with you. I would go with Thielen. But the higher upside is definitely DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. DJ Moore is the higher ceiling, but Thielen is your guy. If they're all in the same status, I go with Thielen if it's PPR. So
good luck, JJ.
Yeah, not good at all. He says, yeah, yep. So guys, keep the questions coming. We'll answer them. We go right up until 1:00. So let's keep going with the schedule here. We touched on Carolina and Buffalo. Then we have Dallas facing the Giants. I believe Dallas can win the division with a win and something else. I think it's just not a win. I think it might have been a win and a Washington loss, I believe. But they'll definitely win that division. What do you guys think of the game, though?
I'm actually gonna pay attention to this game. I think this actually could be a game where the Giants defense really does get after Dak. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure the Cowboys are going to win this game. You're going to start your Cowboys. Zeke, I know Pollard is playing today. I don't know how involved he'll be. And normally a big part of his game is he's their kick returner. So I'm not sure he's going to be on kick return. I think that you have to account for that merry-go-round of Cowboys wide receivers and Gallup and Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, but I think you have to start Lamb, you have to start Cooper, Gallup. I think depending on your matchup, you're starting. Obviously, you're starting Zeke. For the Giants, going against Dallas's defense is good. I don't know. I'm not comfortable starting Saquon Barkley, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I personally think while he's had a high ceiling when he plays and he's healthy overall, and I'm surprised they don't talk about it more in New York. Barkley is a huge disappointment. He's had some big games, but he's a tremendous disappointment. He never stays healthy. And it's part of it is because not his fault. Part of it is because the New York Giants forgot about their tradition and forgot about the importance of building an offensive line. Yeah. So they have, they finally drafted, Andrew Thomas, but too little, too late. And yeah, so it's hard to trust Barkley at all. He's just such a hit and miss guy. And I think the Giants are going to get shellacked. They're just they have no depth, so they've had too many injuries, and that's the problem. It's the same issue with the Jets. It's like when you don't have depth and you don't build a full roster, you can't survive injuries.
Yeah,
absolutely. Then we have Houston going into Jacksonville.
Game of the day.
Playo time. I'll let you start with that one. You seem excited for that.
Oh man, I love when two teams of equal talent and that talent is terrible go up against each other, because if either of these teams are facing pretty much any other team in the NFL, you're like, oh, they're gonna lose. But honestly, going to this game, like, you have no clue who is going to win this game. Like, I would maybe give a slight edge to Jacksonville only because they fired their head coach, Urban Meyer. And I think that makes them a better team, which tells you what a bad coach Urban Meyer was. I obviously, I think you're starting James Robinson. I believe Trevor Lawrence is startable, and Davis Mills has had some good performances. I think you're starting Brandon Cooks for the Texans. I would be comfortable starting the Jaguars defense here personally. I know it's still a bit of a risk play, but yeah, I'm actually excited for this game. I don't think there's going to be a ton of points, but I do think there are going to be some points in this for sure.
Yeah, I was on Jeremy's channel. Jeremy, what was that? Wednesday night we went through the schedule and did a pick 'em. That night I took the Texans, but as I've thought about it, I could see the Jaguars winning this game. I still give the edge to the Texans a little bit, but not as confident as I was when we did the stream on your channel.
Yeah, I agree with John. I'm not sure. I think I may have went with you on Houston, and I'm starting to regret it. Now that I think about, how teams do after they fire a coach under like adversity. So it seems that the new coach, they always play really hard for him. I think Jacksonville is a lot more to play for. They're at home. I think they're going to want to show the fans, like, we got rid of this guy. There's new hope. I think Trevor's going to have a big day. I really do. I think they're playing for more. And I agree. They're two of the worst teams in normal circumstances, but I just think you have a situation where one team has a lot more to play for than the other. And I kind of wish I took Jacksonville if I didn't, because now I'm getting the feeling they're going to win that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Sean's back with us. Sean, hopefully you got everything figured out. What are your thoughts on Houston, Jacksonville?
I don't know what was said before I got back in, but it's interesting to see what kind of Jacksonville team comes out. Are they going to be all fired up? Fantasy wise, it's hard to even say what kind of team they're going to have on offense, because no one knows how this coach is going to play it, if they're going to run more or pass more. But I would like to think that James Robinson is going to get back into his offense of power that he had in the beginning of the year, where he was averaging like 15 to 20 touches a game and a touchdown of an average. But it's hard to say because no one knows what this head coach is going to do. For all we know, Jacksonville could come out today and put 50 up on Texans.
Absolutely. The next game is the Jets and Dolphins. Jeremy, I'll let you start with this one. What are your thoughts? I think we're getting Michael Carter back today, but Jets could start playing a little bit of spoiler here late in the season.
Yeah, I as much as I hate to say it, I think it's Miami's going to win. It sucks to say it. I always think the Jets have a chance against Miami. And maybe that's getting old because it's been a lot of years, but there was a time when these two teams played, you never knew what was going to happen. The problem I have is that, Miami's defense and their scheme fits Zach Wilson's struggles as a rookie so perfectly. Right. And then you got George Fant, who's been the Jets' best offensive lineman out. You got Miami playing the cover zero very often. They got them blitzing a lot. They're going to force Zach to make quick decisions. That's been his weakness. That's his kryptonite right now, as he's learning the speed of the NFL games. So it's hard to see I hope I'm wrong, but it's really hard to see them having success today. I got to go with Miami and think Miami's going to have a good day. And, and obviously I think their specialty players, the ones that are playing, are going to have great days against the Jets defense. You got to be excited for whatever Miami offensive players you have, especially like if he's, again, I with the COVID thing, I don't know who's playing, who's not playing, but if you have Gesicki at tight ends, that's a good play. Yeah, obviously Chase is a great play. It's going to be a tough day for the Jets.
Yeah, Payo or Sean?
Go ahead, Sean.
Like I said on Thursday night, I think this could be the upset of the week with the Jets winning. I think that with Miami's COVID issues and all that, that I just think if the Jets can maybe get a turnover or two from Tua, that I really do think that the Jets could end up winning this game. But the Jets have to also determine on how not to have turnovers as well and try to pick up the blitz as good as possible.
Yeah, I'm really, again, I think that both the Dolphins and the Jets are kind of unpredictable teams of what's going to happen here. I'd love to see Zach Wilson have a game to give Jets fans some hope towards his development at this point in the season. I saw him posting say on Twitter that it looks like he is healthy, and so we'll see. And is Michael Carter's back for this?
Yeah,
game?
Michael Carter's back. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see for the Dolphins. I think you're starting Tua today, and I think you can actually start him with a bit of confidence too, depending on your quarterbacks that you're picking from. But yeah, hey, it's a divisional matchup, so it's hard to predict how those are going to go. But it wouldn't shock me if the Jets pulled out this dub.
Yeah, I had to look it up. JJ also comes in and says Eagle fans need Jets to win for the draft pick. I'm like, how does that help the Eagles? I looked it up. The Eagles own the Dolphins pick, so any Dolphins loss there helps. But JJ does come back with sorry, go ahead, Sean.
With last night's game too, the Eagles are guaranteed a first-round pick from the Colts as well. Carson Wentz played 75% of the season snaps if he doesn't play the rest of the year, I believe. So they get 3 first-round picks in the upcoming draft.
Yeah, that's crazy, especially that injury. He was injured in the preseason, right, or in the offseason, and they didn't expect him to come back right away, but he was ready for week 1.
And for the most part, he's played quite well for the Colts. He's had some duds like anyone, but no, I think it's been a worthwhile trade for the Colts.
Yeah, but JJ comes back with Gesicki or Goddard. Ooh, man.
My instinct says Goddard, yeah.
The Jets can't cover tight ends, though.
I know. It's so hard to, like, on any normal week, I agree with you guys, but it's so hard to not start Gesicki when they're playing against the Jets. They cannot stop tight ends. They did in the beginning, but lately, and man, it's really hard to not have Gesicki in there against the Jets, especially if Miami is hurting in a lot of areas. They're going to probably go and utilize him more. It seems like Tua is almost like his running game is throwing like these little dinks and dunks. And Gesicki would seem to be able to benefit from that. So to me, it's more of a toss-up because of the matchup. But either way, I think it could work out really well for you.
Go ahead, Sean.
The only thing is that I know they want thunderstorms today throughout the Jets-Dolphins game, so I'm wondering if they run more and less throwing, ball being slippery. So I know it's supposed to be like 80 with thunderstorms throughout the game. I don't know if the roof closes in Miami.
I don't think
so.
I don't think so.
No.
So that game could end up being like one of those fumble kind of games. So, and less throwing if needed. I know Tua probably hasn't really played in rain games, being from Alabama and everything. So,
and I just looked it up. I have Goddard projected at 12.1 points this week, and Gesicki at 11.7. So right there, nice and even. But Gesicki does have the easier matchup where the Jets are 25th against fantasy tight ends, where Washington is 12th. So a little bit easier matchup for Gesicki.
I just think Goddard's got a better high-end worth just for the fact that he's going to be going up against a really defeated and beat-up Washington COVID team. So I think that, and he's been playing really well of late. So I think that he has a better chance than Gesicki having points today.
I love how deep Sean goes because I don't do fantasy stuff, so you're actually looking into weather. And you're looking into, I don't do that as much. So what you're saying makes total sense.
Maybe we should find a weather guy to add to the stream, and we can go game by game weather as well.
Hey, you got to look into weather, especially when you do DraftKings lineups. Everything matters.
This is true.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to DraftKings, don't listen to Sean. You'll lose all your money.
Dirtbag.
Wow.
Oh, Dirtbag is here. What's up, buddy? Let's see. So let's get back to the schedule, guys. Keep the questions coming. We have Tennessee heading into Pittsburgh. I had talked with Jeremy on his channel. If now his name's Henry. If Henry was playing, I would have really liked Tennessee here. But with Pittsburgh needing a win at home to stay in the playoffs, I like the Steelers here. You guys?
I don't know why I go with Pittsburgh every week. They burn me so many times. But for some reason, because again, I just can't. It's just been so long that it's hard to believe that they're going to go under 500 because they just don't do that under Tomlin. So somehow I think they pull off the game at home.
JJ comes in and says Bill's Mafia, who's in our Dynasty League, is an maybe amateur weather guy.
Oh,
so
cool.
Maybe I'll send him a chat in the in the league and see what he says. But sorry about that, Jeremy.
That's fine.
Guys,
No,
Titans Pittsburgh.
It's hard to say what Steelers team's going to come out. Is Mike Tomlin going to have control of Chase Claypool this week? I really do think this is the first time since 2003 that the Steelers have a losing season. The AFC is so stacked with teams. I mean, compared to the NFC, the AFC's got 11, 12 teams that are in a battle for the playoff spots right now. So,
yeah.
I think the Titans defense is too good, and with them getting Julio Jones back, and they know that they're battling for a playoff spot and that they could still get the bye, that with Derrick Henry coming back week 18, if they could end up somehow getting into the 1 seed with Tennessee and having him ability not to have to play maybe the wild card weekend, that could be crucial for Tennessee.
Peo, before I let you chime in on that game, we have Dirtbag asking Christian Kirk or Alan Lazard. I am a Lazard guy all day, but I will let you guys take this one.
See, the temptation is there with the Hopkins injury that Christian Kirk gets more targets. I think because it's playoffs, you always have to factor in, like, what do you need now that we've had the Thursday and the Saturday games? If you're going up against an opponent who had good performances, probably I'd say Lazard is maybe the riskier play, where Kirk's maybe a little bit safer, but Lazard has the higher ceiling.
Sean, you keep shaking your head.
I kind of like AJ Green more on the Cardinals.
Oh,
I Christian Kirk, yeah, he's the highest leading receiver for the Cardinals this year, but if you look at his games, a lot of those games he's only getting 2-3 targets, and it's 40-yard gains. Like Monday night against the Rams, he only had 3 targets, and 2 of those receptions were 46 and 41 yards. So out of his 87 yards, he had 2 plays that had most of it. So where AJ Green, I think, had like 6 or 7 receptions for like 100 and some yards. So I would say Lazard, just for the fact I know Valdez-Scantling's banged up, and the Ravens defense is banged up as well. And I know they just put another player on the COVID list yesterday. So I think he has more value besides Devontae Adams on the Packers at receiver, that I think Lazard probably has a better day.
yeah. Jeremy, any thoughts?
Yeah. Every time I look at Christian Kirk's name, I think Captain Kirk, and it makes me laugh. But
Star Trek reference. Yeah.
I agree with Sean. I think that it's just about, but everyone, I mean, it's just about ceilings and everything. I'm a gambler, so by nature, I love to play poker. So I go for the upside guys, so I go with Lazard, just like screw being safe. I want a guy who can get me as many points as possible. So.
Yeah. And he's a big red zone target for Aaron Rodgers. He's usually, if he can't get the ball to Devontae Adams, it's usually going towards Lazard when he's healthy and he's playing. And I think that Lazard, he has 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks. since he's been back fully 100%. So, and with the Ravens defense, I mean, they're going to stop the run a little bit, but if they can get the ball throwing a lot and open up the defense for the Ravens, I think then you have a better chance of Lazard getting more yards today than Christian Kirk. Because if the Cardinals get a big lead, do they even risk injury?
Yeah, right. Guys, before we get back to the schedule, I just want to let everybody know we are doing NFL.com playoff challenge. Sean has set that up. I put it up on the screen.
Cool.
So we can all talk. The link, if you're on YouTube, I do have it linked in the chat there. If you want to sign up, we'll worry about the money once the NFL playoffs start. So don't worry about that. Just make sure you get in before they start. But yeah, let's get back to the schedule here. We were on Tennessee and Pittsburgh. I don't know. Did we all go over this game?
I think Peo is left.
Yeah, my only reaction is I actually do like Big Ben in this game. I think I like Big Ben for the fantasy playoffs. I think he'll have a top 12 performance. But yeah, like I think the Titans win this game ultimately. But the Steelers are desperate, and you never know. But I agree with Sean. I think this will be the Steelers' first losing season under Tomlin.
Yeah, because we talked about it Thursday night. I believe we said they play the Ravens, the Browns, and I forget who else they played for the rest of the year. But we said that we looked at their schedule, and their schedule was just not favored for them. They play the Chiefs next week too. So they play the Chiefs, Ravens, and Browns the rest of the year. And it's just you lose today, you're below 500. You play the Chiefs, who are firing on all cylinders. I mean, the Chargers had every opportunity to knock them out of that game on Thursday night, and they just couldn't do anything to do that. So no matter how many times you think they're down, they were 3-4, and now they're 7 game winning streak.
But
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have the Steelers in front of me, but yeah, I'm not sure about the Chiefs, sir.
But tradition.
Just telling you, Mike Tomlin gets fired at the end of the year. I just don't think he's the coach anymore for the Steelers. I think Antonio Brown with all that saga, and you had Le'Veon Bell, and then now he's in the Juju Smith and Claypool, and I just don't think he wants to be a babysitter anymore.
So we do have JJ saying fly, Eagles fly. Do you think Hurts will play on Tuesday? Originally, that would have been our next game on the list anyway. So Washington and Philly has been moved to Tuesday at 7 o'clock. No? Yeah, Tuesday at 7.
Yeah, I told you the other day, John, I'll actually be sort of at the game because I'll be beside the Eagle Stadium for the hockey game on Tuesday night.
And both Philadelphia teams are playing the team from Washington, so that's weird.
Huh,
yeah, it's a double night of double at the same time. So
are they in the same city or separate cities?
They're side by side. The basketball hockey arena is literally right beside them.
That's so cool! Wow. Huh.
So, what do you guys think of the game?
Well, I guess we still don't know if Heineke's playing in it.
No, I don't think I think he's not vaccinated from what I thought I read.
I'm not sure.
Because I think they had to be activated today by 11 or 12 o'clock in order to be able to play for COVID. Because I think Tyler Lockett, they said he has until 1 o'clock today, I think, to get activated if he wants to play on Tuesday.
So they have up until the top of the hour then, right?
Yeah. That's a tough game, especially because it's on the Tuesday. Like, I don't know if you're like, I guess you're you're gonna play Scary Terry. Do you start Miles Sanders?
With Taylor Heineke, the backup was placed on the COVID list on Wednesday. Kyle Allen. Right. Heineke didn't go on. He didn't go on the list until Friday afternoon, so he still has to have 2 negative results from obviously today until Tuesday to play. But they said there's a better opportunity for Allen to play than there is Heineke to play. but they just signed, I guess, a quarterback from their practice squad that never has played in the NFL yet. So it could come down to a rookie quarterback playing in the NFL at the link against the Eagles in that loud atmosphere.
That's brutal.
So if that's the case, then I wouldn't even start Terry McLaurin in fantasy just because you don't know what you're going to get out of a rookie quarterback, especially because Terry McLaurin hasn't even been putting up numbers of late.
Go get Jared Goff and play him instead if that's your option.
So then we have – go ahead, Sean.
You got a better chance of the backup for Lamar Jackson probably too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Lamar. They said he's questionable, but do you risk playing him?
I think that John and I went with Philly just because they had home field in that one. Like as far as who's going to win the game, because it was so tight to call.
Yeah, we did. I have the list here in front of me. We both went with the Eagles. But go ahead.
I don't think you can pick against the Eagles right now with the way they're playing well. They're getting the running game going. Yeah. And I mean, even Gardner Minshew went in and played quarterback and was playing great. So with Washington, I mean, tough loss at home against Dallas. And then they're just, I don't know, they're not with the COVID issue. It's just hard to want to pick a team that's going to have most of their starting teams out.
We do have Max Z coming in with a question. Javonte or Gaskin? I know Gaskin's facing the Jets. Who's Javonte playing? Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
So guys, what are your thoughts on this? While I look up our projected stats.
I just don't trust Gaskin. I've been burned by Gaskin a lot this year. And in contrast, Javonte has surprised me many times this year. I do believe that Gordon and Javonte they both have a questionable status, but are both expected to play. Out of those two, I would personally lean Javonte.
Yeah, I'm with Peo on this one. It's the Broncos favor their running backs a lot.
Well, they can't trust their quarterback to take over a game.
Yeah, so I think regardless, even if Melvin Gordon playing, which I think, like you said, they're both expected to play, I just think you just go with them anyways. I mean, he's got a touchdown in four touchdowns in the last 4 games or something, or 5 games. So he's been even still putting up great numbers, 100 yards of scrimmage yards every game almost, with even Melvin Gordon playing.
Yeah, I do have Gaskin. I have projected at 51 rushing yards with 3 catches and 20 yards receiving. The Jets are ranked dead last against fantasy running backs. But then Gordon and Williams, I have Gordon at 12.3 points, Williams at 12.1. Williams getting about 80 total yards, and Gordon getting about 80 as well. So I don't know what Denver's going to do with their running backs. Yeah, that's a tough one. But with Sean saying the weather in Miami, they might have to run the ball more, so maybe go Gaskin there.
I don't know. Michael Carter had a lot of success against Cincinnati, and I think that he and Javonte talk every day. They're buddies from North Carolina, and I think he's telling him how to beat the Bengals and how to run. So I'm going Javonte, baby.
It's hard to trust Gaskin. It's same thing with Peo said. It's just he's so inconsistent. It's just Miami's inconsistent with the run.
Mm-hmm. I believe Malcolm Brown has got some surprising goal line carries this year at times where you thought it was supposed to go to Gaskin.
Well, I think he's out with COVID.
Oh, is he? Okay, man, everyone's out.
I think. Yeah, it's crazy how all of a sudden the numbers went back up. All of a sudden, playoffs. Everyone's like, "All right, it's playoff season," and now we got COVID.
Yeah.
No, I think Miami's backs it's Gaskin and Ahmed, I believe, is their 2 backs for today. I think the other 2 or 3 are all on. I know Philip Lindsay and I believe Brown and their other running back are all on the COVID list.
So we do have another question from Max here. Ayuk or Amari?
Ooh, that's a nice problem to have.
Amari all day.
I go Amari in that matchup there. Not that Ayuk has a terrible matchup today, but with the Falcons. But yeah, I go Amari.
I go with Amari simply because every time he does something, I like to say, "That's Amari."
That's fair. That's sound logic to start in fantasy right there.
That's funny. Yeah, I agree with you guys on that one. So, guys, keep the questions coming. We're getting close to kickoff here. Before we get too close, I know, and before we gotta let you go, Peo. I know you have a stream coming up today. Why don't you give out your information there?
Oh, thank you very much. And yeah, I'm gonna be doing a live play-by-play watch party for the Lions and Cardinals game, hoping that Jared Goff can give the Ramley a Christmas gift and pull off one of the biggest upsets of the season this year. I would love that so much. But we're gonna have fun there. And then, of course, I'm doing a live watch party for the Rams Seahawks game on Tuesday. Hopefully, we get a lot of the Rams players back from the COVID list because we've been hit hard.
Yeah, good. I'll watch your live stream then, because here in PA we'll get the Eagles. We'll do both games at the same time, so we'll get the Eagles game.
Okay.
But I'll watch the live stream to see what you got going on over there.
Oh,
Go ahead,
it's gonna
Sean.
be a fun time.
I was just gonna say, and then next Sunday I know the Rams play the Vikings, so
Hey,
Oh,
yeah,
one of us will get a nice Christmas gift.
yeah, indeed. Yeah, no, I'm actually really nervous about like this Tuesday game, but the Rams are going to have an even shorter week than the Vikings playing on Monday in that Rams-Vikings game. And the Rams have to go on the road too. So I'm nervous about these next couple of games for the Rams. But hopefully we can get a win. And hopefully Cooper Kupp is able to break Calvin Johnson's record.
yeah. And guys, I do have Peo Time's channel linked down in the description.
Thank you.
So you can just click that, or you can just search it on YouTube. He comes up easy. Jeremy, I know you do a live stream on Sundays as well. Why don't you give out your channel information and talk a little bit about your Sunday streams?
Yeah, well, I'm joining for the early game. I always join Green Bean on Jets Nation to do the Jet game coverage. I co-host with him. And I do an NFL red zone type thing in the afternoon for the late games. That's cool. NFL Chaos with Jeremy. Me and my brother both go cover all the games. We jump around the channels to whatever's hot at the moment, whatever's going on that's exciting, and we bring the chaos. But give me a sub at NFL Chaos with Jeremy, and you'll know all about that. The thing I do next on Jet Nation is more just for Jets fans. Not that you can't join us, but typically it's Green Bean's followers, Green Bean Jets fan, his followers that just we gather as a Jets community and watch that game.
Yeah, and guys, I do have Jeremy's channel linked in the description as well, so make sure you check him out. But let's get back. I also
want to say that I already bought a few packages of Reese's peanut butter cups for Tuesday, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to watch the Rams game with Peo on Tuesday.
Hey, let me show you guys something here. One sec, give me 1 second, because this happened.
He's probably got an endless supply of Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh, is that a giant one?
I had a subscriber
record.
mail this to me that said, "Eat this when Cooper Kupp breaks Calvin Johnson's record." It's a half-pound cup.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I don't think you'll need any more peanut. Hopefully, he doesn't score a lot of touchdowns that game, because you could be very sick with that half-pound peanut butter cup.
Well, so I also, in the same subscriber sent me this, and they were like, "Watch your weight, eat the Reese Thins."
Eat the Reese Thins.
So whenever Cooper Kupp scores a touchdown, I'll be eating a Reese Cup, and I hope to be eating a lot of them throughout the rest of this season. But the reality is, Cooper Kupp is just so good. He's so good.
Unsponsored, by the way, but if Reese's wants to reach out to Payo time there, go ahead.
Unsponsored, but maybe one day sponsored. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Honestly, guys, it's been a pleasure. I do gotta head out. I'm just gonna get ready for my live stream coming up, but love coming on talking fantasy with you guys. Appreciate what you guys are doing and the hard work that you guys put into this channel. I know it's growing, and looking forward to seeing what happens in the next couple of weeks with fantasy football.
All right. Thanks a lot, Payo.
See you
later. Enjoy football, everyone.
Same for me, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you do, and thanks for having me on every week. I appreciate
absolutely,
it.
Jeremy. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming on again.
Take care.
So, man, today was good. We had those two guys on. Usually we get one or the other to come on. That was funny. Thursday night in our live stream, we talked. Payo wasn't there, but we did talk about him eating the Reese's peanut butter cups when Cooper Kupp scores a touchdown. So that's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
But Sean, let's just go over the last couple of games here real quick. We got Atlanta heading to San Francisco. Your quick thoughts on that one?
It's going to be like a playoff atmosphere out there for San Francisco. Pretty much it's a playoff game every week for them, battling. They're the 6th seed in the playoffs, and the Falcons are, I think, the 9 seed right now in the standings, but they're only a game out. So this game could be crucial for tiebreakers. So I think the Falcons are going to be competitive. If Patterson can, you got 2 Swiss Army knife players today. You got Patterson on the Falcons, and you got Deebo Samuel for the Niners. So it'll be interesting to see who has the bigger game and who helps their team come out with a crucial win. I'd like to see the Falcons win just for the fact of Minnesota for playoff purposes, but I think we have bigger issues with needing to win against the Rams, winning against the Packers, and the Bears. We play the Bears twice for the rest of the year, so it's an uphill battle to make the playoffs, but it'll come down to pretty much we just need to win right now, and if we win on Monday night, then we have to be big Washington fans for Tuesday for the purposes of the standings.
Gotcha. I like San Francisco in this game at home. I expect Kittle to have a big game today. So that'll be a fun game to watch. Then we have Cincinnati going into Denver. This is a pretty good matchup on paper. I like Denver at home only because they're home. What are your thoughts?
I like Cincinnati. They're the underdogs going into Denver, and they have the better team, I believe, on offense. Defense, they're pretty close, but I like Javonte Williams in this game for the fact that he's breaking out in the second half of the year for offensive rookie of the year. It's going to be hard to win it, but his name, at least the way he's been playing of late with the 100-yard games, I think he's going to throw his name into it and might have a possibility of maybe stealing it if he can have big 15 through 18 week and for the rest of the year, the last 4 weeks here, and maybe help his team make the playoffs. I know Jamar Chase has been the front runner for that, but he's been kind of a dud of late. So it's going to be a good game against a lot of younger players on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. I put up a little I've been working on some new graphics for the channel. What do you think?
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah,
perfect.
I don't have it set up for when we have guests on or anything, but if it's just going to be you and me, it just looks better and looks a little bit more professional. But yeah, go ahead.
I like it. It's different. It adds a new touch.
Yeah, agreed. Then we have Green Bay heading into Baltimore. I'm not sure what the deal with Lamar Jackson is, but I like Green Bay in this game.
If Lamar plays, it's gonna get ugly for him for the fact that Green Bay is going to go after that ankle. Green Bay is gonna target his leg. So no matter any chance they have, and with Lamar being the mobile quarterback he is he going to be able to run? So I feel like they're going to keep him out, kind of like the Cardinals did with Kyler Murray. They have a bigger picture and being in the playoffs. So I think that's worth more than winning this. I mean, it's not worth more than winning this game, but is it worth more than your franchise quarterback getting possibly a season-ending injury and ending your season?
Yeah, agreed. Then we did touch a little bit on Seattle and the Rams. We had Peo time on, but that game was moved to Tuesday. I think the Rams will win at home. What are your thoughts? I think Seattle's got a couple easy wins the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I don't like Seattle at all. They're going to be without Tyler Lockett possibly. They're going to be without their starting running back, I believe, with COVID. Metcalf's banged up. But I know OBJ and Henderson came back for the Rams. So I like the Rams in this matchup. And to touch base on the Ravens, I actually just saw that they're not optimistic for him playing today, but he's going to give it a go on field before the game. So they said if they see that he has good optimism in playing, but they also said he could be a starter and play a drive or play a play or two and then come out and put in Hundley so it could be. I wouldn't put him in fantasy lineups today.
Gotcha. We do have another question here. Ayuk, Parker, or AJ Green, full PPR. I picked up Parker was available in our Dynasty League. I picked him up and I'm using him this week. But what do you think, Sean?
I'm between Parker and AJ Green. Ayuk, I don't like him as much when Debo's back and healthy, especially with Kittle being on the offense now. He's the second best tight end in the league. I lean more towards Parker for the fact that he's the number one now without Waddle playing today. He's going up against the Jets, where AJ Green, he's going up against a Detroit Lions team that's not great, but they're not bad, I would say. They cover wide receivers pretty well. I would think that Kirk probably has a better chance of getting open more and Zach Ertz down under. But I think that with Kyler Murray playing, if he's getting pressured a lot, which I know the Lions blitz a lot, and the Lions also go for it a lot on fourth down, so short field position, it might result in just running with Connor and Edmonds being back. So I would say go Parker with this option.
Yeah. Before JJ send the question in as well, but before we do, I just want to finish up these last couple games. Dirtbag's got a question as well. So actually, let's get to the questions because we know we're getting close to kickoff. JJ asks, who do you think is the best sleeper this week overall? Ooh, man. Ooh, excuse me. I didn't think about sleepers. Sean, do you have any?
If I give away my sleeper, then that's going to give away my secret.
Oh.
No. I have two sleepers this week. I'm actually using them in both of my DraftKings lineups, and I sent them to you today. So I like St. Brown a lot on the Lions. He is, without Hawkinson, he has been the go-to guy. When the last 3 games Hawkinson hasn't played, he's got 3 touchdowns, and he's averaging about 15 fantasy points in those games. My other sleeper for the 4 o'clock games is Russell Gage. I love him on the Falcons a lot. Without Calvin Ridley, I really think Russell Gage is the number 1 wide receiver. And even when Ridley's there, I like Gage more just for the fact that seems to be able to open up that offense a lot more, especially with Patterson. Everyone's kind of guarding him when he comes out of the backfield. For the Sunday night game and Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, it's weird saying that we have three primetime games those nights. For all those games, I don't really have one for the Eagles and Washington because I don't really know who's going to play. I would probably say Miles Sanders. I think he could be a sleeper. But for Monday night, he's not really a sleeper. Justin Jefferson, he's probably second best wide receiver in the league to Cooper Kupp right now. And if you put Cooper Kupp's numbers beside Justin Jefferson, he's 200 yards ahead of him, and the number just hasn't seemed to come down. So it's crazy to think that Jefferson, who's been averaging 130 to 140 yards the last 3-4 weeks, he's not even putting a dent into Cooper Kupp's numbers. So it just shows what kind of player Cooper Kupp has been this year.
Yeah, agreed. Let's get back over here. Thoughts on Lions running back Reynolds? I thought he was a wide receiver.
He's the Craig Reynolds. He's the one I texted you about. He's the one I texted you about last week. He actually went to the college about 20 miles away from us at Kutztown.
Oh yeah.
He graduated from Kutztown 2 years ago. So from a small town college to the big name field, I wouldn't start him or anything, but I keep an eye on him. I like watching those guys that go to the little schools, the underperforming schools, and they make a career out of them. I like watching those players more truthfully out of like any position that perform better than the people that go to Alabama, Ohio State, the big name schools, because you go to those schools, that shows that you want to be on a winning team, but it never shows how good of a player you could be if you're not performing against some of the lower people.
Yeah, I have a question. Because you like St. Brown so much, should I play Claypool or St. Brown? I do have St. Brown projected a little bit higher than Claypool.
I like St. Brown.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna make that switch here before the games start, guys. Let's keep Debo going to be getting a lot of running back touches with Mitchell out, so Ayuk is essentially the wide receiver one. I still think they're going to feed Debo and Kittle. What do you think? What do you think there?
Debo, I mean, I don't know. It's so hard to say anymore with what he is. Is he a running back, a wide receiver? How are they going to use him? Without Mitchell back, I still like Wilson as the running back. I just think they got to trust to run more, but they've gotten such big leads the last 2 weeks that they haven't had the chance to have to run. They've kind of just cruised, and the defense has been on the field a lot more. They have a lot of turnovers that get them short field position, so their defense is on the field a lot. I just don't trust Ayuk enough. He's not consistent with the Niners offense. The Niners offense kind of rolls around Kittle, Debo, and when Mitchell plays.
What's his name? Excuse me. I really want to use St. Brown today, but I can't bring myself to use Lions players.
I can't either, but I trust St. Brown enough. I think it's gonna be a big game for him.
Dirtbag also says he has to start Reynolds. He was the only last-second starter he can find. So yeah, with COVID outbreak going on and injuries, this is late in the year. You gotta pick and choose who you're using this week.
Yeah, I like Reynolds. He had a good game last week against the Broncos. The fumble, if it wasn't for the fumble, I think he would have had 13 points, 13.5 or something. I saw the fumble hurt him a lot, but going against Arizona, they're gonna be more run dependent, and they're gonna stop it. I just think if Detroit can go out and they can play hard and get up and down the field pretty well, I think they could keep up with them. It's just, it all depends, I guess. I wish I could do that too.
Yeah, yep. A lot of people wish they could do that. I wonder what the qualifications are. I know in fantasy baseball, a guy has to play a certain amount of games at a position to be eligible at that other position, but I don't know what the qualifications are. Is it how the teams have them listed on the roster?
It depends on where you put them on. You have to be a starter. So, like, when they come out with their roster for, like, who's active, like, I know a couple weeks ago, Cordell Patterson was put as a safety and a running back and a wide receiver. So, you have to put him on your thing as saying he's a running back, he's a wide receiver, and I think you have to at the beginning of the year, I think you have to lock in on what position you are more to what you're not. So I think if next year they say he's going to be a running back, wide receiver, kind of like Taysom Hill, he used to be considered a tight end, but then they moved him to starting quarterback. It's where you play majority, I think, of your snaps for fantasy relations.
Timothy with a question: Sanders or Edmonds?
Sanders.
Sanders, Edmonds. Edmonds is Arizona, right?
Yeah,
Is he officially back today?
Yep, he's back. So they said he's not gonna play full snaps. They said they're gonna split it between more Connor, less him.
Gotcha. So guys, it is 1:00. So hopefully you got your lineups in. We'll be back Thursday to do the game on Thursday. I believe it's the last Thursday night game of the year.
Well, I was actually going to ask, would you maybe do a little thing tomorrow night? We'll do like a half hour, talk a little about what's going on with the Raiders and Browns game, and then we can talk Monday. We can talk before pregame for Monday.
Yeah, we can do something tomorrow. We got 2 games tomorrow. I don't get home until about 5:30 from work, so.
Yeah, maybe we'll do like a 6:30 to 6:45, even maybe to 7 o'clock, 15, 20-minute stream. Just go over we'll talk about how the Raiders game's playing out. Kind of like when we had the London games, we'll talk about what's going on with them, and then we can talk pregame for Monday night, and then by then we'll know who's active for the Tuesday games as well for fantasy implications.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll work something out. So guys, if you're watching, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when we do go live. So yeah, Sean, any wild takes for today's games?
Upset of the day. I'm calling it. I'm telling you, Jets are going to beat the Dolphins. I am confident. I have been confident for you since Thursday, and I'm not even a Jets fan.
Yeah, I know we have so many injuries. So it'll be nice. We're getting Michael Carter back today. That's going to help a lot out on the offense. But yeah, I expect it to be a good game. Before that, I didn't think we had a shot. But yeah, getting some of our guys back today. I believe we're getting like 4 or 5 guys back. So we should be improved. So yeah, what do you think your Vikings? We'll go a little bit more into that later, but just on the surface, what do you think of your Vikings this week?
I think we'll win. I think we should win. But every game's a different tale what we're going to play like and how we're going to play like. Dalvin Cook back, he had extra days to rest. Adam Thielen could be back with extra days rest. So I like having everyone back. We released Rashad Breeland last night, I guess, because he got into an altercation with the coach and some other players. So that's big for the cornerbacks that we're already weak on. But I trust the team, and I hope that I would like for them to bring up someone from the practice squad and give them a chance to play. I mean, yeah, we're battling for a playoff spot, but once we get eliminated, kind of let's let the players play and let's start giving people chances.
Yeah, absolutely. But we'll go into that a little bit more if we do a show on Monday night, tomorrow night. So guys, make sure your lineups are in. The 1 o'clock game's already started, so it's too late there. But there's some 4 o'clocks and some injuries to keep an eye on, and 2 games Monday, 2 games Tuesday, and then we're back at it Thursday, definitely next week. Who is it? San Francisco and Tennessee.
San Francisco and Tennessee, yeah. But I know the NFL said there could be some schedule changes coming for next week because of Saturday's teams playing on Monday night with Cleveland, and Tuesday short turnaround for LA for the Vikings. So I heard them say they could end up moving some games from 4 o'clock to 1 o'clock and 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, just so people have the chance with the traveling and all that, because obviously they're playing a Tuesday night game at 7 o'clock on the West Coast. So that's 4 o'clock their time. They have to then get on an airplane by Thursday, Friday to get to Minnesota and everything for the time change. So I know they said there could be some things coming. So I guess it'll all be a waiting game, especially with COVID.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, enjoy today's games. Relax, watch some football. Get ready for Christmas if you celebrate. definitely we got the new year coming up. So this is my favorite time of the year, just because all within a week we have Christmas, my birthday, and the new year. So I'll be looking forward to that. But we'll be back Monday for a little bit, do a quick show. But guys, enjoy, and we'll see. We'll see you. We'll definitely see you Thursday.
Yeah, good luck in fantasy, guys.